Say what? Yo, who was that? ATL show coming live. Who about the world? Know that we a show. We got ATL Legacy, the podcast. On God, we're taking over with the ATL show.
Naya, what?
The ATL show's on, duh. Get out! Get out!
Naya, it's supposed to be for adults only. It's supposed to be.
ATL, they're back!
It's my time again.
Anthony, Tioma, G7, Legacy! They're back! They're the best! Let's get it! Season 2!
I'm the best at this shit, that's fact. And there's only one reason that I came back. I'm here to set the fucking record straight. Okay, I'm the best you ever catch, just fell the way. First off, ain't no beef with the spitters in my city. But if it comes with 28, then the shit get gritty. I'm shitty. Yeah, I shit on rappers. Even dead on the scene, since you wanna be actors. It's the message. I'm talking over hills and places. Schools over feeling foggy, I'll be patient and waiting. It seems y'all forgot who really runs the throne. Screaming y'all number one, just because I was gone. See, ain't no stopping me now. I'm on the move. I'm on against team. Watch me, you ready to lose. The game, the street, the throne is took. This the message. Hope it leave you from the rapper. Sure. Yeah. The message. So y'all know. Yeah. The monster is back. And I'm at my spot.
ATL, ho.
Just-in-time accessories. We definitely have the bling and everything in between. Just-in-time accessories. Tayama Copeland is your independent paparazzi consultant. You can find Tayama on Instagram at Tayama01 or Facebook Tayama Copeland or 954-873-6659 or justintimeaccessories@gmail.com or the website justintimeaccessories.com. Everything is only $5. All jewelry is nickel and lead free. You can find Tayama live on her page, Tayama Copeland. Just-in-time accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Check it out.
Make sure you go over to Goli.com and get your Goli gummies today. They have 3 selections, 3 choices to choose from. They have the apple cider vinegar, the ashwagandha, and new, they now have the superfruit. In addition to going over to GoliGummies.com, make sure you use the ATL as your discount code and receive a huge discount. It supports the channel and the podcast. In addition to all of that, the gummies, they're a source of antioxidant. They have vitamins B9, B12, promotes general good health, helps improve your daily health, contains pectin, a source of dietary fiber, uses pectin as a natural prebiotic to support the healthy gut and immune system, includes the mother, a healthy strain of bacteria, antioxidants, and enzymes. Mask the unpleasant taste of the apple cider vinegar. It's simple, it's delicious. It's Goli.
They weren't loyal to you. They were loyal to the opportunity. And a person who does not understand the value of loyalty will never understand the damage of betrayal. This is how we get hurt. We confuse loyalty with attachments. There is a massive difference with somebody who is assigned to you versus someone who's attached to you. Somebody who's assigned to you helps you complete tasks. But those who are attached to you only want to benefit from the task that you have completed. They don't view you as a person. They view you as a purse. People don't abandon what they want. They abandon what they were using. But I'm loyal. I'm a rider. Everybody is willing to ride while you're in the yacht, but who is going to row with you in a crisis? Loyalty does not require lights or eyes because it is a heart posture. It should not require my presence for you to be loyal. Loyalty is when you have my back behind my back.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. We're having a little technical difficulties there. How you doing tonight? Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Anthony Brown Show. I'm yours truly, Mr. Anthony Brown, in this segment that we call the ATL. I'm joined tonight by my sister from another, the very beautiful Miss Tiamo Sweetness. And also the very bold. I like your look tonight. Yes, Savage, you're killing it.
Hey, I'm just trying to, cover up this little edge.
Yes, the very bold and very beautiful Miss T Savage. And of course, my brother from another mother. He always say I'm a pain in his ass. Well, he's a pain in, like a thorn in my side. None other than Legacy the Great.
ATL, baby, ATL in the building. One more gig.
So, Darnisha, welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing today?
I'm well. I'm hanging in there,
You're looking through. Extra.
Thank you. I'm talking about this is like a 2-second.
And if it's cute, that means it don't take much for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes. Let's get into tonight's show. First of all, I just want to remind everybody, if you are new to the show, you're new to this platform, definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and definitely comment below. If you comment below, we will read your comments and show your comments on the air live. So definitely like, share, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing costs you absolutely nothing. I know that's right.
Subscribe, Darnisha. With the bell, that's black.
Hey, everybody. I have no quiet area at the moment.
Tiama.
Hey, bestie.
Yeah, Tiama's going under a stressful situation at her home. So hopefully she'll get it all together soon. And I wow.
I understand that. You can't. You know that you're supposed to have been subscribed and hit the bell over a month ago. Not texting Legacy to my send me the link.
My internet is acting up over here. Question of the day. When you loan family members money, are you really expecting to get it back?
I'm gonna start this one off tonight. Hell yeah. When you come to me and ask me for a loan, that's what it's called, a loan. There's a difference when you come and ask me, can I give you, compared to let me borrow. So if you're asking me to borrow the money, I definitely expect to receive it back. If you tell me that you expect to give it back to me this Friday, and it's Monday when you borrow, then when Friday come, I don't feel like I need to chase you down about some money that you said you would give back to me if I let you hold it. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, I don't want to hear when I do call you asking you to where's the money that you promised to bring back to me. I can't believe you trying to chase me down for this little bit of $20 bill.
It wasn't little when you asked me for it.
It wasn't little when you asked me for it. So I want that same attitude and that same energy that it took for you to come over there and ask me for it for a borrow. Make sure that you do the same thing when it's time for you to, to give it back. That's all I ask. And again, I was always raised that never give a person more than you can stand to have to walk away from. If $100 break you and you know it'll put you in a detriment, don't give it. Because at the end of the day, people only care about their situation. They don't know that you had to use that money to pay a light bill with when that Friday came. And they gave it to you because you was in a worse situation than them on a Monday afternoon compared to them having to worry about Friday. Now your situation rectified, but now I'm in a bind now because I helped you. No, give me my money. And I'm also cool with, even if your situation, you're not able to give me all the money back at that time because I know you was in a crisis, call me. Let me know something or bring me half. Show me that you are attempting to give me back what I gave you freely. Don't make me chase you. Don't make me chase you by what I gave you.
Well, my response to that is to piggyback. Yes, I'm expecting it back, but I'm not going to chase you. I can't remember if it was Steve Harvey or Oprah Winfrey said it best. When you give somebody some money and then they haven't paid you back, because first of all, you're going to need me again. And when you do come back, I'm going to remind you, you already owe me, and I'm going to remind you of the exact dollar amount. You already owe me $19.47.
You did help.
Okay? So since you already owe me, you have no more credit with me. So first you got to pay up that one, and then I'll consider possibly loaning you again. But it's just a consideration. It's not a guarantee. But you still already owe me. And at the same token, I also feel that when thank you for joining us, Juicy. I also look at the fact that when I loan the money, like you said, I'm not going to loan you so I put myself in debt or in a situation. I'm loaning enough that if I didn't really need it, then I can spare to lose it. So in case you don't pay it back, it's fine. But guess what happened? You just bought yourself out of my life. Family or friend, you're no longer, I don't have to deal with you, period. So our friendship or our familyship was worth less to you than them $20. So keep them. That's my response.
Them funky little $20.
Juicy.
Blessings, everybody.
Blessings. How are you?
I'm well. I was choking on a piece of candy, but I'm doing okay.
It's like candy. I can see it in your walk, even in your talk. So the question of the day, yes. The question of the day was when you loan family members money, are you expecting to get it back?
Now
Well, go ahead, Savage.
I was taught that if you loan money to anybody, make sure it's money that you don't mind losing. But of course, you're expected to get money back from people that borrow money from you. Most people won't give out their last. Okay, I'm a different breed. If my best friend called me and tell me, or somebody that's close to me, anybody on this panel call me and say they need something and I got it, but it's my last, I'm trusting you to give it back, especially if I'm telling you it's my last. I had a girlfriend in Georgia call me and say, hey, do you have $200 I can borrow for my rent till Thursday? It was Monday. I said, all I have is my rent money. My rent not due till Friday. I see you $200 and send it back because it's my rent money. And I didn't have to call her. It was like clockwork. As soon as her check dropped in her account, she cashed out that money back. But you got to know who you give the money to. Kamal said, I do not accept money back. I do not loan what I can't give. I still call it a loan. If they don't pay it back, they usually will not ask for more later.
Kamal, I used to would agree with you. People nowadays, they don't care. They will keep knowing that they owe you. People don't have face value no more.
See me, if I borrow money from you, I make it my business to pay you back. If I gotta go do a payday loan, I'm paying you back. Because you won't say, oh, you got money from me and they pay me back. You won't dirty up my face. I gotta keep my face clean.
Juicy?
You know, I was brought up the same way, and I loan money, and for the longest it was like, you know, without the expectation. But as I got older and I became more accountable and responsible as myself, and I see where people, when they come and ask, I see money as an exchange and an energy exchange. And so the bread of shame, as far as giving and receiving, I hold them to their word. And I do expect to receive if I give to someone, because that was their word. But if the first time they show me when I give and they don't, I don't never give it to them again. I kind of don't even speak to them anymore.
But you know what though? This is what I can respect. I can respect somebody that says, yeah, I'm supposed to pay you back on Tuesday, but this and this happened. Can I get an extension? You know, just holler at me. Just respect me enough to hit me up and say, hey, something came up. Are you willing to be flexible? You know?
I've had a cousin though tell me that over and over and over and over, to where I'm like, you want to give a different story? You know? I'll hear the other one. Like, put it on the other baby, because it becomes an excuse. And at that point, that just is that individual. You see, to me, you know, you're not going to give it, and I'd rather you be honest and say, I need, may I have?
Yes.
And I give them that opportunity. I'm like, are you sure you're going to be able to pay it back? Because if you don't have it now, how you going to have it later? And I ask those questions. And if they come up with, no, I got you, then you better get me.
But Juicy, with that, me personally, I just ain't loaning no money to nobody I know ain't on a job, that ain't getting something, you know, once every week or once every 2 weeks, even once a month. Because then you're playing the guessing game on when you're getting your money for sure. Because if that person don't know, if that person ain't got no income coming in some kind of way, it's definitely, you just might well write that off as you can have that shit. Because it's damn sure a high chance that you're not gonna get that back. So, you know, they credit line ain't no more than $20.
Yo, I'm driving down the street and this van car whole bumper just fell off. Like, it ain't hit nothing. It was trying to turn the corner and it fell right off the car. How did that happen though?
Maybe the bumper having road rage.
He tried to get his bumper fixed, but somebody didn't give him back his money.
Listen, you could have got some duct tape on that. It fell. The whole, you know how like some of the hay, the whole bumper just dropped to the ground.
Hey, Remedy. Hey, Jeanette. Hey, baby.
Bestie, I done said hey to you about 12 times.
Hey, my Drakey Poo. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. How you doing?
Man, I just found out I'm at $4,200 in damages.
God,
you hit something?
No, these stupid behind.
Something hit her.
Let me not mess with people ethnic backgrounds. My next door neighbor, he rents out his property. So he had these people to come redo his, they remodeling so he could put another tenant in there. They were doing something in the grass to where they bust the pipes underground. They didn't bust their pipes, they bust my fucking pipes.
They were digging, and they should have called the number before they did.
Let me tell you, they did not let me know that it was I saw the water and stuff. I didn't know it was my pipes. Oh my God. Oh my Jesus. Honey, I can't.
I feel for you. I know how pipes can be. That's a lot of work.
The foolishness is real.
Yeah.
And let me
That's
tell
what
you,
I just finished doing.
it was a group of Haitian men that was doing the work. They could have easily say, yo, listen, we done messed up something, blah, blah, blah. They said nothing for more than 6 hours before it came to my attention that it was my pipes.
Did this happen today?
This happened today.
Wow, today has been wild. My neighbor's house caught on fire today from not having it done properly.
What happened to Tony?
How did you find out 6 hours later that it was yours?
It was one guy that was left, and Wick wound up pulling up, and the dude was like, hey, could you let them know inside that they pipe out here being bust? So you know me, I originally I'm like, wait, my pipe ain't bust. They was out there drilling. If my pipe is bust, they did it. And so y'all know me. I'm like, so y'all knew this pipe was bust way before I picked up my kids. Why y'all didn't say nothing? So you know at this point, I cussed that man out in English and in Creole. Bitch, I give it to you in all them languages. Which one do you like? I was so fucking pissed. Okay,
say what you said in Creole.
Huh?
Say what you said in Creole.
I asked him, I said, kids don't want kumde. Like, what the fuck? And he was like, I said, stop. That man looked at me, he was looking at me stupid. You ain't finna have me around Haitians, and bitch, I can't give you what. Listen, all I know is these people say for the work. I am looking at every bit of $4,200.
But that's not your cost.
Girl, let me tell you, I had to call the city. I couldn't even call my homeowner's insurance because at what time of day it is, and it's a Friday. Think about it. So only way to manage this, and when I say, girl, this thing was acting like I'm at Niagara Falls. I'm laughing now, but boy, I was pissed off and crying. Oh, because I knew this shit was gonna cost.
But it's not at a cost to you. So did you get in touch with the landlord of the property?
Listen, it's at a cost to me right now.
But it'll be reimbursed to you and more. Because you can go for mental anguish.
And in the words of y'all talking about a reimburse. We talking about kicking out this cash right now.
Yeah.
I empathize with you, but you know I just redid the pipe, so I know.
Lord, I hate spending. I like spending my money on shenanigans. And honey, the shenanigans is real.
So what all damage was it, Tama?
Huh?
What all damage was it?
The dudes say the way they busted up the pipeline, it's something and it cracked to where they gotta pull up the bike and they gotta go deep in. They can't even solder this pipe that was broken. And it's within my house to where they gotta crack my floors. So listen.
Okay, wait. This is a pipeline that they broke outside your home.
Outside my home that goes into my home.
Right, but that pipe connects. They can cut it before it reaches your home. It's got an access point before it gets to your home.
That's girl, you gotta go out and come back in.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Juicy, go out and come back in.
She can't because Tony ain't here.
Tony ain't here.
No.
But they cannot cut it. Trust me, that was the first thing I said. Can you solder this?
So it wouldn't be a solder. They can cut it and then shark bite it.
How about I send you a ticket to come down, girl? Because I don't think for this pipe that they broke, they say by it being one of the main pipes to the sewer and all of that, you have to replace the whole thing. There is no such thing as what I think you're telling me. Trust me, I asked.
I know that the line coming in, once it reaches to the home, it's a connector there. And that connector splits it. And sometimes they use the elbow or a T so that they can run it and go up and down depending on how your home is built. But it comes from the main line to a connector.
Right now, I'm here getting a hotel because I'm not finna stay in a house that don't have no water. I'm too bougie for that. So right now,
hold on.
you got a problem already.
I think that's juicy. Juicy, you gotta, maybe you have to, I guess, I don't know, it's a lot of static.
Tony bike, leave out and come back.
Remedy said, I don't know if it's me, but a whole lot of static while y'all were talking.
No, that's juicy line. But yeah, so, honey, that try all my life, okay?
That's not bougie.
I can't do it. I can't stand nowhere that ain't got no water. No, I'm not finna go buy no bottles of, nope, I'm finna go get me a hotel. And sir, you're gonna pay for all of this shit. You want your low budget workers? Oh honey, you just got a high budget bitch.
Yeah.
Look, we spent, you go get the best hotel you want. Make sure you're comfortable.
I'm telling you, child, you would have called me, give or take 3 hours ago. Honey, this red thing I was so mad because I just wanted to mess up some stuff. Did you hear me? So yeah.
I empathize with you. I know just how you feel. I do.
I know we saw you with the hammer. We saw you with the hammer breaking walls.
Girl, I was in a hotel from April to December. I empathize with you.
Honey.
Pipes, honey.
No, what pissed me off the most, y'all, I swear, my goofy ass, I walked past this thing more than 3 times today. Never did it dawn on me. It went to my house. So
you know that's that water bill
that's
too.
Coming. That water bill coming. I was pissed, okay? I was pissed. So pissed.
I have some exciting news. So today, I was telling my daughter to order some more essential oils for her products. And she's like, okay. So I said, well, use your business account. That way you make sure it goes through the business. So she says, let me check it and make sure I got enough or what have you. And when she checked her business account, we've been paid through Facebook. I knew I was like set up for monetary, but I hadn't gotten any pay. Like it show you, y'all, I got 90 followers. So I definitely didn't think I was gonna be getting a check. And I got a check. So I'm so happy about that. Don't loud.
Jeanette said, can you sue the company?
You can sue the landlord for the damages, and you can sue, depending on if that was a real company, that the people who was doing the work, you can definitely sue them. But hell, it'll take about a year to even probably get in court to deal with that. So hopefully the landlord who owns the property is not a slumlord and don't want to take Thelma through all of that.
But if you got a good homeowner's insurance and you file it through the homeowners, but let them know that it was somebody else's liability, the homeowner's insurance will go after them. They'll pay for it, and then they will go after the people who are responsible. It works just like car.
That's true. But
so no matter what, still file that claim, because even your homeowner's insurance should have a hotel coverage. For,
listen, it does. But you got to realize, all of this, you have a, what you call that, deductible. No matter what you do in America, you pay insurance, bitch, you got a deductible.
And that's something that I just don't understand.
Now your deductible is towards the repair. Make sure you read, it's not towards your hotel. So what the hotel will tell you you're probably going to have to pay is your parking, but they can reimburse you for that too. And if you have a hotel that doesn't have a kitchen in it, they have to give you a food expense cost too. So that does not cover the deductible. Deductible is towards the repair of the work, but your premium that you pay each month cover the fact that you need a hotel. It's called loss of stay benefits.
Kamal just screamed the same thing that Kamal say that more than likely the company, that person who had working over there in the house that was not a company, probably some shade tree workers. And
no,
that's exactly
that was the city. That was the city that came out to me. It's too late in the game for anybody else to come out to me. The city is wow. And honey, by the time they came, dude was like, ma'am, you see how far back this crack? They had to literally dig in the ground with shovels to actually even get to that point of entry. And that's why I'm like,
so basically your pot's cracked inside your house.
Pretty much.
See what it is PVC.
Yeah, pretty much.
CPVC.
Did it flood?
Cracks.
No, just outside is flooded.
But if it cracks, CPVC crack, if it cracks like a hairline into your home.
I tell you, my front yard is a pool. Honey, I lost a lot of water. So
underneath your home is wet too.
I don't even want to know what that
means. Under the foundation of your home is wet too.
Foolishness.
You're gonna need to get that part checked out too by them water people, them water experts to come make sure that the home is waterproof with that black stuff around it. You're gonna have to get that done too.
Kamal said I will be reaching out to the property owner to touch base with the insurance company.
Yes, I'm definitely gonna do that, but by the time I found out, it was after 5:30. 5:30 is when I actually originally found out that what I was passing all day, the fountain of youth, was my fountain. Honey, I had no clue that it was to my house.
Hey, I remember one time in the yard, you know how you got the sidewalk. It was a pipe that burst up under the sidewalk that I didn't know it was up under the sidewalk, but a bill came one day and the bill was like $3,717. So I'm like, oh hell no. So the city came out and traced the water. Now this is what the man told me. Had that water line, that crack would have been on the property, the landlord would have had to pay for it. But because it was on the side, up under that block of the sidewalk, the city had to go back in there. They had to lift that block up and fix that hose, and the water bill went to zero because they had. And we talking about 1 month, that water bill was almost $3,000 and some odd dollars. And it was. Go ahead, Savage.
This could turn into a long, drawn-out process. May want to look for a furnished apartment for short-term lease.
I'm telling you. I'm so telling you.
Well, all of that's gonna come. All that's gonna come back as long as Tiama has the receipts and she make that claim through the insurance company. Any money that she has to spend, like Juicy was saying, as far as hotel fees, food, and things like that.
Do you know me? Hey,
I already know.
I probably got the first receipt from kindergarten when my mama brought my backpack.
Ain't no ink on that paper.
College receipts.
No ink on that paper.
Okay. I don't play with them.
Well, Tony.
He put, we having technical issues. They trying to figure out the internet.
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
What have you
Okay.
guys did this month to contribute to Black History Month?
Yesterday, my son and I, we and my daughter, not just my son and I, but my daughter cooked 6 chickens, and we made chicken sandwiches, and we gave out pie, cookies, and drinks, and we fed 100 people.
That
yesterday.
is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The 6 chickens used by Christ, be the multitude.
Listen, I'm about to say, just call me Jesus.
Let me tell you, Juicy told us the first time we met her, she could make a meal to fill a whole community.
Okay.
Them folks ain't had, but them folks ain't had.
She say I could feed a whole community for under $50.
Them folks just had bread. Wasn't no meat on that bread.
Yeah, it was. Them sandwiches was thick.
Well, you must have went and got the most steroided chickens on the planet.
No, we gave them organic chicken. Thank you very much.
Them folks had a slither of meat on the bread.
No, I ain't want to get. I wanted them people. It was cold. They were coming up with a cold day. It got cold today. I wanted to be warm. We fed all the people in the tent plaza in front of Union Station and DuPont Circle and 3rd Street. Like if you come into DC, you have to come off of 395 tunnel, and it puts you right there on this 3rd Street. And it's so sad that the first thing you see entering Washington DC is a tent of homeless people. But they ate good yesterday. Yeah. And candy bars, organic, everything that we gave was organic, but that's because the food come from Whole Foods. So I really didn't have to put too much cost to it. I'll be honest. I only had to buy the bread and the containers and the foil, like the stuff to package it with. But the rest of the stuff all came from the stuff I pick up on Mondays from Whole Foods.
That was
just
good.
had to put it together and make it. Mm-hmm.
Jeanette Brown said she watched the first Black woman to win speed racing in Olympic history. That's what she did for Black history.
That's what's up. I did 3 Black history projects with 2 kids. Each week, one of my kids got to do a Black history thing till the month is over.
Kamal say, last comment, it will be critical to see what the term of the policy is: food allowance per day, housing allowance per day, entertainment allowance. You want to know what the rules are early in the game.
Oh, definitely.
Well, how you find that out is you got to go ask them to send.
You one of them friends that everybody need to have. Because, honey, with logic and all the way common sense.
Get your a copy of your
I have
declarations page. The declarations page. Mm-hmm. Okay, he wants somebody to read that, but I can't see those letters.
Did you know African American confectioner Augustus Jackson is the father of ice cream? While not the inventor of it, but pioneered modern improved manufacturing methods, adding salt to ice, and developed techniques to control the custard while it was freezing. Also created several ice cream recipes. Hashtag Black Excellence. Hashtag African American History.
Mm-mm. Well, we do have our opinion. Okay.
Yes, this lady is phenomenal.
This day in Black History,
Was that
August 15th.
A Black person created ice cream?
No. He created the machine he created the machine that made it easier to be made, and also taught him that adding salt rock to the machine causes the custard to be better than what it normally was. So it pretty much helped the texture, and he created more flavors.
Wonderful.
Y'all ever had fried ice cream before?
Yes.
So good. So good. Anyway, this day in Black history, August 15th, 1818 was the birth date of Bridget Biddy Mason. Born into slavery in Mississippi, Mason walked 1,700 miles behind her master's wagon, traveling to Utah and later California. Since California was a free state, Biddy contested her slave status in court and won freedom for her and her family. After she gained her freedom, Mason became a wealthy real estate investor and a well-known philanthropist. Pretty sure I chopped that last word up. Philanthropist.
SAT.
What?
Black excellence at its finest.
Well, I'm surprised she still got any feet, cause boy, she done walked this whole goddamn country.
Yeah, man.
I bet her feet was swollen, her ankles and legs was probably bleeding and all type of stuff.
You know they had no good shoes back then.
They had no shoes.
But I bet you if she kick you with one of them feet, but good God, it was like being kicked by a baby mule.
You know what? I came with y'all too. Out of all of that excellence, that shall take away her feet.
That lady kick you, boy. I'm talking about her toenails and slice your throat and everything.
Oh, Lord.
That lady walked 1,700 miles. That lady got hooves.
She got what?
Hooves. When the owner went in and made, you know, because the horse got to have the horseshoe. They made one for her too.
Stop being disrespectful, Legacy.
I'm just trying to make it.
Now, see if they did that on Fox or The View, we'd be mad.
That's why I said what I said.
That's why we on this.
I got me a Harriet Tubman wig and a little white thing. I'm gonna do my reel for Black History.
And I'm gonna reel you in too, as soon as you let it show up on this podcast.
That's what I should do. I should put that on and do the reel like y'all showed me in the costume.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you already portrayed Whitney Houston on TikTok, so you might as well go on and be Harriet Tubman.
This is what I don't like about Black history. I feel like American society, even Black people do this. They pay homage to the regulars, and I call them the regulars because this is who we know. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman. It's more than Black history than those token 10 or 15 people that we know.
Right.
And we never go past the surface to discover these people.
Savage, the reason they do that is because in order to tell those stories, if you go tell the story about Medgar Everett, if you go tell the story about Emmett Till, if you go tell the story about Sojourner Truth and all these other Black people that we showed last year, Shaka Zulu, Matupa, the Kings. See, they have to hold you at a slavery state, because if you don't hold people at a slavery mindset that you came from slavery and not that you came from greatness, then if you start realizing it and understanding that you was brought into slavery and that you never really came from slavery, or that's your starting point, then people will start to, well, shoot, my ancestors were kings and queens all over this world.
But it ain't just them, it's us too. I ain't just talking about them, I'm talking about us too.
Yes, but we don't control the media. So if you don't,
you control what you learn personally.
That's true, but that one of the main things we have to understand too, Savage, is most Black people don't read. So if the information is in a book,
I ain't gonna say that.
It is a proven statistic that most Black people do not read.
I'm sure more Black people read now than ever before.
That is true. That is true. That is true. But if the information is there, Savage, but since the information is in those books, why is it that we're still at a high literacy rate of black kids can't hardly get past certain skills tests? They can't pass reading skills tests because reading is not fun to most people. But if you control the narrative and you can control the media, you can control the airways, then guess what? You can control what is going to be taught.
Look at Legacy. I see you, Legacy.
This girl crazy. So we just got to understand that that's how it is, but it shouldn't be like that because we should be educating and teaching our children and family members all these other great people that gave up their life. Because there was a woman, I forgot her name, I was just reading about her last week, that she was the first black person to be arrested for not sitting down, for not giving her seat up on the bus. But she was a dark-skinned woman. But when Rosa Parks fell in place, and she was a fair-skinned woman, she was a Tayama. She tended to get more media attention due to the fact that she was a lighter woman than a darker woman. I'm sorry, there's a bunch of people that got arrested and things like that didn't get recognition. Martin Luther King wasn't on a personal arrest. There was thousands of people that got arrested all across the country that does not get their just dues for standing up and putting their lives on the line for the black movement. So kudos to all of those individuals that sacrificed for me, my sisters and friends and brothers and family to be able to be at this point in life. And like Savage said, it's horrible that, it's only about 15 people that our families and friends and loved ones get to hear about year round. Hell, everybody should be able to goddamn know who Martin Luther King is, Malcolm X, Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman, and it bothers me that a lot of people don't even know who the heck Medgar Everett was. And to be honest, he was walking at the same time that Malcolm and Martin was doing their thing. He got assassinated the same way, coming home from a meeting and getting out of his car, and somebody shot him from 70 yards away.
Think about it is, man, even in 2022, if you begin to rise up and start to get into the civil rights or the current rights of African Americans, when you get too big, they'll shoot you down today.
Got to.
They'll shoot you down today. You're going to mysteriously disappear, or you're going to OD, or you're going to commit suicide. They're going to set up some type of way to where they'll eliminate you.
I remember when Jesse Jackson was running in presidency, and he was going against Michael Dukakis. And I was a jit. But I was really,
Did you
excited.
say Michael Jackson ran for president?
Jesse Jackson.
Oh, I thought you said Michael Jackson. I was like, wait a minute now. I know I ain't. Oh, wait a minute.
But Jesse ran for presidency. And Michael Dukakis was a Democratic person. This is the same time George Bush is finna be elected for president. And Jesse Jackson was actually winning the Democratic candidacy. And out of the blue, a letter was sent to Jesse Jackson's house that was given to his wife and told that if he doesn't drop out of the election, him and his wife and their children will be killed. Well, little do we know, Jesse gave up the election, and I forgot the proper name for it, where you can see he conceded. Even when he was winning, he conceded and to Michael Dukakis and gave up his votes so Michael Dukakis could be the Democratic candidate. And the thing is with that is, I'm pretty sure that Martin's wife and Malcolm's wife and Medgar Everett's wife and many other people who put their lives on the line daily, they wife and children were threatened daily. And Jesse Jackson's wife asked him to drop out of the election.
Now you calling him Michael.
Jesse Jackson's wife asked him to drop out of the election.
She was scared.
She was scared. And that's the difference today, Savage, compared to back then. Most women were the backbone. Let me say this. Let me be politically correct.
You better.
The same way that most women are the backbones today in this country, those women were even stronger then. And they knew that they were putting their lives on the line by being with individuals like those men and women that was doing it. And they were seeing the future. Savage.
Her name was Claudette Collin, and because of her age is why Rosa Parks got the recognition.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Beverly. And you know, we don't have that now.
I am watching. My internet is trash. I'm so sorry. Anthony Brown.
We don't have that type of testicular fortitude or the drive anymore.
Look at you using big words. Testicular fortitude. Go ahead, don't have faith.
You're so crazy.
Yes, one time for the little man.
We don't have that in us no more. We've sold out so much for money that the dignity and pride that most black people had at that time, so much supersedes what we have today. Because all it takes is a right number right now of money, and your leaders will hand you over to be slaughtered. Name me one black leader right now that we have that is on the front line willing to lay it down. And the only one we had left, well, I would say it's probably two. Miss Maxine Waters.
Remember to say it 2 times for the little man.
Miss Maxine Waters is a fighter. And the black bald-headed gentleman that just passed away last year, that was a congressman that stood up. But outside of that, we don't have no. I mean, Al Sharpton is a coon. Everybody else in the NAACP, you know, they're not doing or moving forward with affirmative actions and things like that. They're not pushing for certain things to continually make our culture grow.
I feel like the only time they come out is when somebody dies, and it's a big story. And then when the story dies down, they disappear into the shadows till somebody else gets killed. Here they come again. We want justice.
But the thing is, remember when we was talking about the young man, KJ out of Lowndes County, Valdosta, Georgia? Al Sharpton charged like $15,000 to come down, to do that, to be there. That's you already a multi-millionaire, man. If you're standing up for justice and that's what you really want to do, why are you charging these people to come up? No, you're doing
because
it for
the white man
public recognition
would charge as well.
It doesn't matter. That means you're not doing it for justice. You're doing it for pockets.
Oh, that's not even a debate about that. Of course it's for pockets. That wasn't never a question. So, everything is for pockets. Everything political, everything is for pockets. Even though that's an education system. For pockets.
You know, I was I forgot, I think his name was Andrew McGullen. The gentleman that ran for
Andrew Gilliam.
Yeah, Andrew Gilliam. He is the closest black man to ever get to governorship here in the state of Florida.
But he lost and messed it up for his future.
He messed it up, but he only messed it up because what he did was he never exposed that. First of all, he was married and he got caught up in that little thing in the hotel being.
But that was after he lost.
That was after he lost. But they knew they needed something on him because if he would have ran again, he was gonna get it. And right now, guess what? He closed the door on himself to make history. He closed the door on himself for, to make a giant leap for blacks and being able to make history to be able to first black governor in the state of Florida. And they were waiting. I'm talking about when I say they were waiting for him to mess up. And he did it. So I just say that, there are even greater individuals that do things that we don't highlight. And it's because we don't want you. We giving y'all niggas Juneteenth and we gave you Martin Luther King birthday. But why is there not a Malcolm X holiday?
Ooh, Kabal said Andrew Gilliam got drugged.
Yeah. Why is there not a Malcolm X holiday? You know why? Because he was too much of a militant. We're definitely not gonna, not gonna make him a martyr and celebrate him because he was pretty much the most dangerous person walking the earth at one time with the power that he yielded, and along with everybody that got slaughtered with the Black Panthers.
So that looked like a setup. What happened?
It did look like a setup, but you know how they always say, Miss Brown, that you never put yourself in a compromising situation. You never put yourself in a compromising situation. You know what, Tony? I'm in the same boat as Mr. Gullum. I messed around and hindered my future with being in litigation and maybe one day running for a spot in Congress or something by bad choices that I made in life. But it still doesn't stop me from being on those parties to push for the best candidate. So I'm always looking to help endorse and facilitate the election of somebody that's not only going to help move the Black movement along, but hopefully that individual would help move human society along into the better direction to remove racism. I know that that's a deep-rooted seed, and it seems like the only person or being that can remove that seed is Christ or God himself, because it's so deeply rooted in mankind. But I definitely would say that if I hadn't made the bad choices I made early on in life, being a politician would definitely be something that I'd be interested in. Savage.
Remember saying sometimes you don't even try to put yourself in a compromising situation, yet it still happens. I try to avoid compromising situations at all costs. This is why you have to be aware of the company that you keep. Because for me personally, back in the day, I hung with people. I ain't care, what they had going on when I hung with people. At this point in my life, if I'm around you, you got to have something to lose. Therefore, I know that you're not going to go out there and put me in a situation that's going to get me messed up and you messed up. Because if you ain't got nothing to lose and I'm hanging with you, ain't no telling what you got in the car with us.
That's right.
Amen.
Amen. But I'm gonna say this.
Big bone, big back.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this to Remedy. And everybody, Andrew Gillum had a better chance of becoming the first Black governor of the state of Florida on the same ramification as Barack did is winning his first term as president, and he almost did it. But what bothered me the most about that situation was the people who supposed to be his protectors, his influencers, the people that supposed to help guide him, keep him from that type of activity.
Amen, babe.
Was nowhere around to give him that. The man is drunk.
Trust me. They were around, but them hands was greased. Believe you me.
Oh yeah.
Them hands was greased. to let him slip into that.
That's right.
Y'all
Don't
remember that
ever
movie
think
Bullsworth?
any black man that has ever failed at anything, there was a white man that was pulling the strings and had another black man to sabotage their brother. Excuse
Yep.
me for saying it. You don't like me, come see me.
Y'all
And I'm gonna
remember
say the
that movie
same
Bullsworth?
thing.
Say what, Juicy?
Yes,
That movie Bullsworth?
yes.
That was just what we relived.
What was the name?
Bullsworth.
I can't hear you, Juicy.
Bullsworth.
Oh, I never saw it.
They, as white people, picked a black person to be. He was running for president, and they were supposed to give him all the tools.
That's Juicy twin.
That's
Y'all, that's Juicy's twin brother.
listen. I
We
want to
know what
add something to.
we know what you gonna look like, bald headed.
I've been bald before.
Gonna look like a light skinned penis.
If you want to know what I look like bald head, just look at my daddy. All
Well, you know what?
right there.
See, Black history fact. It's gone a long way because voting back in the day, in order for you to get your rights to vote as a black person, you had to be able to pass a constitution literacy test. And when you were speaking about reading, blacks couldn't read back there and they weren't able to know the Constitution and their rights, and so they were failing, and that restricted a lot of black people from voting. But today we're able to vote because we read and we don't have to take that test. So I wondered,
Remedy
had to still take the test. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I thought you was done. Go ahead.
If we had to still take the test, how many black people would be voting?
Remedy said, we as African American individuals are always the ones who sabotage each other instead of uplifting each other. We are, like I always say, we like crabs in a bucket with some garlic sauce and butter and Old Bay. Crabs in a bucket. And I feel like that's why a lot of the other races are successful, because they lift each other up. They don't mind sharing stuff. You know, we as black people, let's say we got the secret to something. We don't want to share it. We scared you're going to take out our pocket. But the world is huge. The world is huge. That's like saying, I want to open up a store, but let me not open it up because I want to open up a store, but I can't because we already got a Walmart. Walmart can't service everybody. Everybody don't like Walmart.
Sure don't. Especially they fruits and vegetables. Most people go to Whole Foods or Publix to get that stuff over Walmart.
Exactly. Oh, I just noticed it. I'm so late.
Aldi
has some hell of a grocery, fruits and vegetables too.
And they have really reasonable organic vegetables.
But to answer your question on that, Juicy, most people would still at an alarming rate. Good night, Adrian. Most people at an alarming rate would still fail that literacy test right now. So it probably wouldn't be a dramatic improvement or dissension, because I mean, again, like I said earlier, most black folks don't like to read. I guarantee you, if you did a survey on 1,000 blacks, maybe 10% can tell you they've read over 100 books in 10 years, if that.
You know, I think that was a way to keep us from being able to vote. But then I also today look at it as that was also probably a good thing, because if they implement people learning the Constitution and learning their rights, we as a black people would be so much farther together in life, because we know our rights and we can live into the capacity of what we're able to do versus getting caught and set up in situations like such.
But let me tell you, even with you knowing your rights, shoot, they still violate your rights, even with you knowing your rights. And even if you know your rights, they will put a bullet in your head to close your mouth on the rights you know.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. But I mean, I'm saying as far as the legal system,
Even back then, when we were able to vote, you would find that person hanging in a tree for something because you was considered a uppity nigga.
Yep. Yep.
What you mean? What you mean?
Well, no, that's where I get it from because Fannie Hammer, she was someone, a lady out of Mississippi who went to try to get her rights to vote, and she failed the test the first time, and the second time she came back to take the test, she passed it, and in her community, when she passed it, her and her husband and her child was threatened, and they had an adopted child, and they had to move from that area. But then she later
Yeah.
went and she ran for to be the Congress. She ran for congressman. She never took seat in office, but she came really close, and she even formed a Democratic Party because the one that was there weren't for the people. So she was the one who kind of started how Democrats were for blacks, and there was two Democratic parties back in the 1960s, and she was the one who started it.
I'm telling you, cause honey, it is good to know your rights. But honey, if they feel you got too much power, unless you are Candace Owens, to where you
Yep.
one of those wiggers, to where you're literally doing the work for the white man, that's the only time they will take your knowledge. You know too much, you wind up dead.
Oh, I
Definitely.
You
know.
seen too much, you wind up dead.
You know,
I have a friend who was found swimming in the Sebastian River. You know
I don't care
good
what
well
nobody
don't none of
say.
us
They
go to
killed Nipsey
Sebastian.
Hussle. The government killed Nipsey Hussle. Call it
My
what you
friend
want.
worked out of the West Palm Beach Fox News Center, and he was about to leak fake news, and they killed him.
I'm telling you, they still be like, they'll let you get enough to think we moving somewhere, but you get too powerful, they be like, nigga, come here. Ask Oprah how that ankle bracelet feeling right now. Don't fall for the shenanigans.
Oprah's in an ankle bracelet.
Girl, you late.
Yeah, you
You
know I don't
late.
watch the news. You know that Black History.
Honey,
Papa.
Oprah Winfrey, Ellen DeGeneres, all of them, with T.I. and all the rest of them, they say they always had some type of affiliation with trafficking humans.
Oh, you know, so
So, all I say is, they want you to know there's a place for you. And if you don't know where that place is, they'll put you in the ground so they let you see them four corners of that box.
and another thing, Juicy, about learning the Constitution, that Constitution was never wrote in the interest of a
For
black.
us.
oh no. I ain't say it was. I'm talking about that gives us that's like learn it and you know how to use it. That helps you be in their mind. That's putting you in their head. You got a part of that. That I ain't saying it's for us. Not at all.
Because if that's the
Mm-mm.
case, you know, there's so much stuff that goes on around here that leads up to, you know, I'm like, how is it that this happened? And the thing is, when you write laws and bills and policies, and you are the entity that can implement and change at any time, it's not a law. That's just like we're still waiting on the George Floyd bill to pass. How is it that you expect a bill like that to pass when it benefits blacks? A bill, there's been over 235 bills that's supposed to protect the rights of blacks that have went before Congress in the last 50 years, 235 with George Floyd, and not one of them have ever got passed. Because guess what? If we ever protect them, they will become unstoppable. So we need to be able to slaughter them at any time. So don't look for a George Floyd bill to be passed. And I just tell people all the time, you're sitting around here waiting on a bill to pass. Your ass ain't got no felonies. Your ass ain't got you ain't in no trouble. You're supposed to be buying up all the type of guns and things. If you can go and spend up $500 on a PlayStation 5 or a PlayStation 4, then you could have took that same money and went and bought you about 8 handguns from a pawn shop. You could take learning how to shoot and protect your family. You go to gun ranges and things like that. But we will not educate ourselves, nor will we protect ourselves. But just like someone said to me earlier today, she was like, you know, I'm all for black people, black empowerment and things of that nature, but I won't stand for but she said she does not rock with the Black Lives Matter group. And she set me back. I think it was Teama that said that, you know, Black Lives Matter is also a bullshit ass organization, because at the same alarming rate that Black Lives Matter can walk up to when someone of a different ethnic group or race does something to a black person, we march and burn shit down. But Black Lives Matter never shows up when black on black crimes take place. So it's like it's a double standard. Niggas, you can kill each other. That's cool. We ain't got nothing to say about niggas killing niggas. But as soon as somebody else kill one of us, now you want to march. So are you marching as a Black Lives Matter because all Black Lives Matter, and whether you're black and you kill somebody black, we want you locked up as such too? Or is it only a Black Lives Matter when a different race does it to us? So,
well, I think that group also was about the funding more so even the support, because they ranked in money more than they gave and did. We'll say allegedly.
Well, you know, earlier when I think it was Teama that was saying how, you know, that politicians and different organizations grease the pockets of people that's supposed to be protecting those individuals that's supposed to be moving our race forward. I remember during the COVID riots and things, when people was in Atlanta and different places, didn't want to go home, didn't want to put on their mask and things. There are different people from different groups, white and black, that are paid to go in those rallies and those riots to throw bricks and cocktail bombs in people's buildings and things to incite riots. And that right there allows for the government, when the riots become more violent, that allows the government to empower the local National Guard and armory military that are there to, you know, to tell them to go ahead and do whatever they got to do. Me and Tony was riding yesterday. Maybe it was Wednesday. Me and Tony was riding, and we was in Riviera Beach, and we was passing by the armory, and there's a whole infantry armory base right in the heart of Riviera Beach. And I asked him, I said, Tony, why do you think that armory sits right here next to a gas station in Riviera Beach? Why? Because they built that speedway right next door at the same time they was building the armory. So the trucks could easily drive across and fill up and patrol from all 37 blocks of Riviera Beach if anything was to take place. I done been a lot of places, but I've never seen military tankers and jeeps and all type of stuff in white neighborhoods the way that they are when you go into all black areas. So they're definitely in our neighborhoods, they're definitely in our community, because if any type of thing take place, they want to be able to mobilize and do what they got to do.
So, you know, Kansas is a free state, and our well, I'm not there anymore, but our governor during the quarantine had said we didn't need any of the extra armed forces and stuff to come, that she had it under control. And she also told the people of Kansas, y'all know what to do, telling everybody get their guns and come together. So a lot of people did that, and I mean, we had people lined up, because Topeka, Kansas is the capital of Kansas. We had people at the Capitol caravan and fully loaded. Not one police came and stopped them or what have you. But the next day, tankers driving all through. Now, mind you, she told them we didn't need them. And they said, screw you. You told your people to rise up. And they were right there.
Yep.
Now, I want to, we moving from Black history. And so, you know, the topic is Valentine's Day and what's the real Valentine's Day? And it's Juicy's Day. The real Valentine's Day. Case closed. Anybody else got anything to think about?
I think that this is the video. Mr. Brown, is this the video that you want to play about Valentine's Day and why most people don't realize that they're basically worshiping and accepting a paganistic holiday and don't even know who they are basically paying homage to?
Valentine's Day is only my mother's birthday to me.
It's your mother's and Juicy's birthday.
My mother's a Juicy birthday. My mama let you share her day with her child. Okay. But my baby turned 60. I was like, get it, girl.
It's important that as we live out our days, we grow in knowledge. It's always a mistake to partake in customs and celebrations that we do not know the history of. Embracing traditions that we do not know the history of can often lead us in celebrating false deities and make us out to be hypocrites to what we truly believe. Knowledge is power, and regardless of what you choose to do, whether you decide to take part in certain customs and traditions is your choice. My purpose in these subjects is to fill the gap where our education system seems to drop the ball. I will give you the background history of traditions that many of us blindly accept without really understanding. One of these traditions is Valentine's Day. For most people today, Valentine's Day is just regarded as a secular commercial day of love, a date where people show their significant other that they love them because someone else did a long time ago, and it just grew in acceptance over time. Basically, because days like Valentine's Day just show up on our calendar and the retail big businesses start marketing to us, we just accept this day and look at it as harmless and partake in it. I mean, Valentine's Day is a huge day for business. It is estimated that in America alone, the country as a whole spends an average of $18.5 billion on Valentine's Day every year. But if you ask people why, you would most likely receive silence as an answer. Everyone knows that we celebrate love on Valentine's Day, but most people don't know exactly why we do and why it's even called Valentine's Day. So I think that's something that we should correct. Let's examine it. Let's begin. So where did Valentine's Day come from? Many people think that it's just one of those American holidays that we just partake in. It's just something that we as Americans do. But the celebration of Valentine's Day is not American. Others like to believe that it is a Christian holiday because it was named after a Christian saint by the Roman Catholic Church. But the truth is that Valentine's Day was made by the Roman Catholic Church to Christianize the pagan celebration of Lupercalia. Lupercalia was one of the most ancient Roman festivals, which was celebrated every year in honor of Lupercus, the god of fertility, also known as the god Faunus. This festival, which celebrated the coming of spring, included fertility rites, orgies, fornication, sex with minors, drunkenness, and other activities like the pairing off of women with men by lottery. Lupercalia was a fertility festival dedicated to Faunus, as well as to the founders of Rome, Romulus and Remus. During this time, the winter solstice is long gone, and the pagans are now seeing that the days are getting gradually longer. This was one of the most important fertility festivals for pagans. The festival was held on the 15th of February in the Lupercal, where Romulus and Remus were said to have been nurtured by the she-wolf. The place contained an altar and a grove sacred to the god Lupercus. In Lupercal, the Luperci, who were the priests, assembled on the day of Lupercalia and sacrificed goats and dogs. These animals were known for their strong sexual instinct, making them most appropriate sacrifices to the god of fertility. Then the Luperci cut thongs from the skins of the sacrificial animals, and ran in 2 bands around the Palatine Hill. They would whip any women who came near them. A blow from the thong was supposed to make a woman fertile. It's said that young women would actually line up for the men to hit them. Now, if you just dig a little deeper, you can understand further what is being celebrated. Lupercalia is believed to be connected to the ancient Greek festival of Arcadian Lycaea and the worship of Pan. Lupercalia is the Roman form of worship of the Greek god Pan. Pan can be traced to the sun god Baal. He is the horned god. And we know Baal is none other than Nimrod. Nimrod was the original Lupercus. The Lupercalia, the festival of the Romans held during the time we know today as Valentine's Day, was a festival to honor Nimrod, just in this Roman form. This is paganism. In ancient pagan Rome, the month of February was sacred to Juno Februata, the goddess of the fever of love. Juno Februata was also the goddess of women and of marriage. February 14th was her festival day. A box was provided from which single men could draw a billet, a small piece of paper on which a woman's name was written. The couple would then form a temporary liaison for the erotic games to follow. Sometimes they would remain partners for the following 12 months. Marriage sometimes resulted from this practice. So these days were used to celebrate fertility in ancient pagan Rome. It was a pagan festival day that goes back to the honoring of Nimrod. This was what happened during this time in ancient history. So where did the name Valentine's Day come from? Valentine's Day is said to be named after a few Christian martyrs who the Roman Catholic Church named saints. According to one story, Roman Emperor Claudius II imposed a ban on marriages because too many young men were dodging the draft by getting married. At that time, only single men had to enter the army. There was a Roman physician and priest who had converted to Christianity when it was a persecuted religion. His name was Valentinus of Terni, and according to some of the stories, he used to marry Christian couples in secret. It was said he wore a ring with a cupid on it, which is used as a symbol of love. We'll cover that soon. The ring helped soldiers recognize him. When he was exposed, he was imprisoned, tortured, and beheaded. Later, he became a martyr and the patron saint of true love in marriages. While awaiting execution, he was visited by young lovers with notes about how much better love is than war. Some think of these love letters as the first Valentines. Valentinus' execution occurred on February 14th in the year 269. Later on, after Rome adopted Christianity and the Roman Empire fell, and the Holy Roman Empire began, the Roman Catholic Church made changes. The church was opposed to this display of open eroticism and sensuality that occurred during Lupercalia. In the 5th century, Pope Gelasius declared February 14th a holy day in honor of Valentinus, instead of the pagan god Lupercus. As with most non-biblical customs found in the church today, Lupercalia was simply given a Christian-sounding name and adopted into the Universal Catholic Church. They adopted some of the pagan celebrations during Lupercalia to reflect Christian beliefs. For example, as part of the Juno Februata ritual, instead of pulling girls' names from boxes, both boys and girls chose the names of martyred saints from a box. They were expected to emulate the life of the saint whose name they had drawn. And this is where we get Valentine's Day from. It was a rebranding of a pagan festival worshiping fertility. They did this to make it easy on the pagan converts who were coming into their new popular Christianity. These pagans were unwilling to give up their satanic pagan rituals. So instead of putting a halt to the growing paganism of the church, the Romans took the approach of blend and incorporate. But changing the name of a pagan ritual doesn't change the fact that it is still a pagan ritual. So this is where Valentine's Day comes from. It is completely pagan. During the Middle Ages, it began to be incorporated with love. And that's where much of what we know of it today comes from. But let's look at some of the symbols that are used today with Valentine's Day. The red rose. You think this flower was just chosen because it is beautiful? Not at all. Venus was the Roman goddess of beauty, love, fertility, and sexual immorality, such as prostitution. She was the Roman equivalent to the Greek goddess Aphrodite. Venus is the mother of Cupid. Her favorite flower was the red rose, which then associated the red rose with love. Because Valentine's Day became associated with love, in honor of the pagan goddess Venus, or Aphrodite, the goddess of love, red roses became synonymous with Valentine's Day. Just remember, if you look up most customs of today, you will often find a pagan god in connection with it. Does this mean it's pagan to love a red rose? Obviously not, but you should know why it is connected with Valentine's Day. Buying red roses for your loved one does not make you a pagan. I want to make that clear. Cupid. Most people don't know this because he's often portrayed as a little baby boy. But Cupid is a pagan god. Like I said earlier, his mother was the goddess Venus. He is a counterpart of the Greek god Eros. According to the myth, Cupid was the son of Mercury and Venus. Mercury being the winged messenger of the gods, and Venus, the goddess of love and beauty. Cupid often appeared as a winged infant carrying a bow and a quiver of arrows. Legend has it that Cupid shoots magical gold-tipped arrows at both gods and humans. By piercing their heart with an arrow, he causes individuals to fall deeply in love. This is why you always see a heart with an arrow. It's a representation of the pagan god Cupid. He is portrayed today as a little cute, chubby cherub with a bow and arrow, ready to shoot people and infect them with pangs of love. But he is an ancient pagan god. He is not just a little cute baby with an arrow. When you reference anything with him, you are participating in pagan beliefs. This is why he is associated with Valentine's Day, because it is a pagan holiday. Now, just the lustful nature of Valentine's Day as a whole is according to the pagan ritual of fertility. This is the time where people would gather their lovers for the year. This is not a day to get caught up in. Everything surrounding this day is pagan. It was then rebranded as a Christian holiday, and today it is looked at as secular, but it is not so. Anytime you have holidays that are connected with pagan gods, if you're a believer in Yahshua, you must completely abstain from them. Today, it is marketed as a day of love, but it is completely, again, a pagan holiday. Many of its customs and practices have changed and evolved over time. But at the heart, it's all about pagans and their gods, a way of celebrating them. It goes back to Nimrod. It's very easy to get lost in the crowd and just partake in it because that's what the majority is doing. Because they make it seem as if it's secular and does not have any deity attached to it. It's just about love and fun. But a simple understanding of Cupid clearly shows that that's not true. For a believer in Yahshua, we are called to be set apart from the world, not following the crowd. We are not to be of this world. Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 2 says, "Do not learn the way of the Gentiles." We are to learn the ways of our Father. We should not follow pagan activities just because the world makes it easier for us to do so. The Apostle Paul tells us in Colossians chapter 2 verse 8, "See to it that no one makes a prey of you through philosophy and empty deceit, according to the tradition of men, according to the elementary matters of the world, and not according to Messiah." We must protect ourselves from the ways of this world. Valentine's Day is not a major day, but it still is a pagan holiday. It's easy to overlook. Listen, if you want to set aside a day to tell your husband or wife that you love them, pick another day and time to do this. You do not need to celebrate with the world. If the world tells you that February 14th is the day you are required to show your wife or your husband how you love them, make sure you don't. Remember, you are not of this world. It is a pagan holiday, and as we are all trying to strengthen our relationship with the Father, when we remove our association with these practices, we will see our relationships grow. I made this video to briefly clear it up for those that were not really sure about Valentine's Day. I want you to clearly know it is rooted in paganism, and as believers, we must remove ourselves from these pagan traditions. John chapter 8, verse 32 says, "And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." You now know truth about the day. Nothing really exciting in it, except that it's proven that the day was born from worshiping pagan gods. Be set apart from this world and be transformed. Love who you love every day. Live your life more through conviction of the Holy Spirit rather than living through conformity to the ways and traditions of this world. I speak about not being of this world often. I have a link to the
Darn, we lost the legacy. Tony gone. So I don't know. I never really celebrated the day. My mom just was born on that day. So that's just the day I know it for. And
I
Tyson
ain't gonna lie,
agreed.
I celebrated. I ain't do all that research about pagan and all of that stuff. And I celebrated every year with my daughter. Most people celebrate it for, couples and stuff, and they love each other, whatever, blah blah blah. I celebrated with my daughter, and I always, let her know how much I love her and get her something. But I never heard anything about it being a pagan holiday. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna get points off with God if I buy my kids something Valentine's Day. That's perfect. But I always be like this year I got her a little like a teddy bear, but it's a unicorn, and she is my unicorn. She's very unique. So I got her unicorn teddy bear, and she likes marshmallow peeps. So I bought, and she likes cotton candy. So I found some marshmallow peeps cotton candy flavor, and got that for her. But as far as the stuff that he was talking about, I never knew this. I never heard anything about it. And this that's where the information is out there. Like I say, I believe it or don't, because people can put anything on the internet. But I'm still gonna celebrate it. And I know married people who don't celebrate it, but they show they love all year round. They don't believe in the man-made holiday. But I mean, when I was married, I celebrated it with my husband, but my daughter was always my Valentine. As long as I can remember, I'm 38. My mom has always got me something every year for Valentine's Day. Now, granted, it was never on Valentine's Day because she wanted 50% off when everything was half off the next day. So we always got a gift the next day, but she always got us something.
Now, with that being said, Savage, that you're still gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be like if this was the opportunity, because you said you've never heard of it, you've never known about this being a pagan holiday. With that being said, and then you're still willing to refute it, if the day came where you had to meet God and He'd say, Savage, I had someone to reveal that to you, that this is worshiping idol God by participating in that. How do you then say to him or her, if God is a woman or a man, how do you say to him, well, I didn't know? Because
I would say, well, I figured it would get me. I figured it wouldn't stop me from going to heaven. So.
But again, he's gonna, if that's the case, and you grew up and you still attend church, he's still gonna say, for what we've been taught, that once you know something and it's been revealed to you, you have a choice to make a conscious decision to either one, do more research to find out if it's true, or two, refute it. And if you're saying
that, how do you even know what he's saying is true? But I'm not gonna take the extra.
That's why the first thing
I understand. I understand. That's why you said that. What I'm saying is, I'm not gonna take the extra to try to find if it's true or not. Right? For what? It don't make a difference.
Well, I've always known, at least since I've been, I'm at least say since 2004, when me myself felt that I could actually see that these are just days where commerce makes the most money.
Oh, definitely.
And we are still facilitating the wheels that turn that makes more money because we're taking more money away from our families because of these holidays. Now, Tony, I don't know if you're listening at behind the scenes right now, but would you pull up, before we go any further, how much money? Matter of fact, first pull up the one that shows the top 5 most expensive holidays of the year. Pull up the top 5 most expensive holidays of the year. We all know that Christmas is number 1. Mother's Day is number 2, and Valentine's Day is number 3 on the list. Valentine's Day, just this Valentine's alone, was projected that we would generate across the United States over $24 billion that will be spent for no reason at all. 24 billion, because we want to be, or if we want to feel, we'll have to make that bigger, bro. Savage, can you read that? Because we can't. I can't.
Yeah.
Read those top 5.
Hold on. I have to get on it. Christmas, Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Easter, Father's Day, Halloween. Share of total holiday spending is either 2.6 or 20. No, forget it. I ain't gonna try. I just got a headache just trying to look at it just now.
But that right there alone shows you that has nothing to do with love. That has nothing with short. That has nothing to do with affection. Because if you really genuinely love that individual, it doesn't take for a man-made day for you to continually Savage.
So what would be the difference between Christmas? I'm sorry, Christians telling us about Christ and we're not doing anything about it. It's so crazy because when I walked in the school Monday, the boys was coming in with these big old gift bags and teddy bears. I mean, it was such a big distraction. Like girls was in class coloring their teddy bears their boyfriends had bought them. I had to tell them to put it up. Like it was ridiculous. But I ain't gonna lie, I benefited. I really told them the benefit of that because they had what is it called? Lindor truffle white chocolate. So I had some of that. So shout out to all the little boys that bought the girl stuff because I sure was eating candy with churn.
Now with those 5 days right there that we look up here, we see that Valentine is number 3, and it's only for one day to generate $24 billion. Tony, pull up the next screen, sir, to show the amount of money for revenue that is spent just for that one day.
More money than we'll see in our lifetime.
Exactly. And hold on, I think he's about to do it. But when we look at things and I mean, if that's the case, there it is right there. I can't read it, Savage. I know you having a hard time with it also. But it does say 24.5 or 24.
Listen, I can read it. All you gotta do is touch the screen and blow it up and it get bigger. I didn't know that. Americans are spending more to show their love this Valentine's Day. Across the U.S., people are expected to spend $23.9 billion on Valentine's Day gifts this year, up from $21.8 billion in 2021, according to a survey from the National Retail Federation. Of course, inflation has something to do with that. This rise in Valentine's spending represents a 9.6% increase. U.S. prices have risen 7.5% in the last year. So, Tony, if you put up the last one, I can read it because I know how to make it big. I know how to make it readable, legible.
Okay.
But it's up to you if you don't want to.
It's fine. You can do that, Mom. But the thing is,
you got to put it back up. That's what I'm saying.
But the thing is that I'm trying to get, that's like, Savage, when I heard you say that, anybody could, put anything on the internet and things like that. We genuinely know that man wrote the Bible. And
right, you know better, you do better.
Now, that's what I'm finna say. When we that would be an example for people to across the world to say, why should I believe the Bible, which was wrote by man? But even when someone who is actually speaking from the Bible, where it says we ought to separate ourselves from the world if we're the chosen one. So why would I continually do something when God has said to equally separate yourself from the Gentiles and the things that they do? It's like somebody opening the Bible and showing you, here's the Bible, this is what God say, and it may be true, but because you seen a man give it to you or a woman give it to you, you have the right to say, well, how do I know that this is true because a man wrote it? When do we start holding ourselves accountable for some of the foolishness that we do or participate in, even though it was revealed to you? And I'm talking about me too. I'm talking about everybody. I ain't talking about you as a person, Savage. When do we say, you know what? I'm not going to participate in these paganistic holidays when I know for a fact it's not beneficial at all. It just causes me to spend more money doing nothing. When let's look at it for real now. Christmas was just 50-something days ago, where people went and broke their pockets, broke their bank account to have to satisfy everybody that they love in their household.
Because they asked you to prepare.
And you mean it, but I feel you about people that should have prepared, but the vast majority of people don't. So we're just gonna go with that, I hope. But let me ask you this: why do a person, whether it's a man or a woman, have to turn 52 days later and re-show again by spending more money on that significant other again when 52 days ago I just broke my bank account buying you a diamond ring? So you're not happy and content? Did I not show you my love and gratitude and affection in December? Do I not show my love and gratitude that we're living in a house together and we put our money together and we pay these bills together and we don't struggle? Am I not showing you that love right then? Or do you really have to participate in the hypocrisy that these people tell you this is the day that you show people your love and affection and the whole world follow it? Did he not say, wide is the gate to destruction, narrow is the way to the kingdom of heaven? Did he not say that?
Well, I don't know.
That's why,
but I believe it.
That's why the first thing I said was, you don't have to accept it because we are smart people. Now somebody has gave us something. Now it's our duty to go search and find and see if this is true. That's just like when we were talking about Christmas. And I was telling y'all about Christmas. Christmas is not about Christ. Christmas was a day that the pagans actually walked around, lived and took young boys and molested them and had sex with one another. But because
wait, what holiday is you talking about?
Christmas.
Oh.
But see, that's why I say we have to study to show ourselves approved. You got to go look. Once somebody give it to you and you see something, now you can say, you know what? Because I was always taught, because I was in the Bible too, that I don't have to accept nothing that nobody tells me about the Bible if they can't go in there and show it to me. Because I don't know if it's a lie or a truth. But then once somebody shows it to me in the Bible and it hits me and I see it and it's in there, I have to conform to it. Because now the responsibility is on me.
If you don't believe in the Bible, you said that multiple times. Come on, up north we also had a holiday called Sweetie's Day. When does it end?
Right. So it's more and more ways of the system to get you to spend your money, and we don't see it. We won't open our eyes to see that this has nothing to do with love. Nothing. But we were told and programmed to say, you know what? This is the day that I really supposed to show my woman, I love her. This is the way, and it's another one where it says, Tony, if you'd have read on the other thing that I had up there about Valentine, that Valentine's Day also shows when it comes to commerce that like 9% of the money that is spent is for men. The other percent of the 100, the 91% is all spent on women. And this is the only way that a man can show that he loves his wife, is to open up his wallet and spend.
You want me to read this?
Yeah, you can read it, Mama.
Valentine's Day comes in at the third most expensive holiday with a total spending of $18.9 billion. The average consumer will spend $142.31 celebrating the holiday, while the average online shopper will spend the average of $199. While most of this will be spent on their sweethearts, families and friends receive gifts as well. Even pets are given gifts during the Valentine's Day season. Men spend about twice as much as women do for the holiday. The breakdown of spending is as follows: 25% will be spent on jewelry, 19% on a special night out, 11% on flowers, 11% on clothes, 9% will be spent on candy, and 8% on gift cards. A lot of the Valentine's Day spending statistics are skewed by purchase of expensive jewelry.
So again, show me where generally this is about love. This is about being conditioned and told that this is a day that the United States of America, because everybody don't celebrate Valentine's Day across the world, but in the United States alone, this is the day that we told you that you need to go show love and affection. But now on the 15th, I could turn right around and raise pure hell with you. Do you know that it is a statistic that like 44% of women will not date a man or a woman who do not celebrate holidays? Definitely Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, and Christmas.
Because to them it gives them something to look forward to.
Say what, Savage?
I said it gives them something to look forward to.
No, so you mean to tell me that you don't look forward to being
Not
able
me.
to?
I'm just saying, you said whatever percentage of women won't date men who don't celebrate those holidays. I think because that the women look forward to receiving gifts.
So let's look at it like this. For the men or the women that are a piece of shit all the time, as long as I give you something on these days, it should X out all the wrong that I've done. That's why you hear women say, when a man just sends flowers to them out of the blue, most women will say, oh shit, he must be in the doghouse. Because those things don't mean anything. When you get flowers out of the blue, most people think that either that man done did something wrong or he's trying to get back in the house. You know,
most people think that, but it also depends on the man. You know, some men that just send flowers. They're rare, but they're out there.
That's why I said, Savage, if somebody send it to a job, that woman might know that he's a good man and that he's just doing it. But a lot of women on the job are gonna say, oh Lord, Legacy done messed up. What he trying to get out of, what he trying to fix now? Because guess what? That's because they don't receive them like that, and they only get them when somebody done messed up. That's their notion of why another person got flowers. So what I'm saying is, let's dig a little deeper within ourselves to understand that we don't supposed to be participating in this stuff because it really doesn't benefit us. Roses die. If you want a person to love you or show you that type of love, have that person go out there and plant you a damn rose garden so you can look at roses all the time. Have that person write you love letters throughout the year telling you how much he or she have affection and love for you and genuinely show it. Because gifts don't always show it. You can get a gift for getting an ass whipping the night before. You can get a gift because your eye got black and you was home crying and he trying to make it right. So are you looking forward to the ass whooping so you can get a gift?
Damn.
But am I right, Tony? Do you feel that anything that I was saying is wrong? I want you to comment out there and let me know, do y'all feel that legacy is wrong or anything about what I said? Because y'all know
legacy always wrong.
I better get my flowers. That's all I know. When I'm supposed to get them. That's all I'm going to know.
I'm going to make sure that I plant you a rose bush so you can look at me all the time outside in your watery yard.
Girl, he gonna fill that bitch up with thorns and hope you poke your damn self. Don't fall for that.
Well,
rose is still the rose.
You definitely can grow some good flowers right now. You definitely can grow some good flowers right now and all that water in your yard, mama.
I'm going to drown their ass.
Ooh, that was it.
I mean,
I was not. Well, I can't do that with y'all.
Tell me when I see him, I'm a black as out because he was wrong for that one.
Just make sure you send me a gift too when you do it. Juicy.
Oh.
Juicy.
This is sleep.
Lord help.
I'm just playing. I don't know. She might be in the bathroom or something. Mom. Don't listen to me.
But Savage though, or Tayama, because me and Savage been talking about it. I want your opinion on it right quick, because you know time is winding down, and I want your opinion on this matter.
I'm a dude in this matter. I tell you straight up, I don't celebrate that day. You gonna love me 365 and keep your ass moving.
Amen.
I don't like flowers. Give me the money.
Give me the money. Let me ask you a question, Tay. Do you feel, now you married, you got a good man, do you feel that Wick shows you how much he loves you by getting up every morning, going to work, making sure he contributes to the household the way that a man should? Is that enough love and treat you right? Is that enough love? Is that him showing enough love, or do he have to go out there on a Valentine? Even though I know you don't celebrate it, do he have to?
But tell me before you answer, let me just say this. Tell me before you answer, that's what he's supposed to do.
What she said.
Hold on. What I'm saying is that's what he's supposed to do. Hold on.
That does not treat like a queen.
Even though that's what he's supposed to do. Even though that's what he's supposed to do.
Listen, I don't allow people to be in my space and you don't treat me the way I want to be treated.
Right.
My mother was born on Valentine's Day and I was raised by Jehovah's Witnesses. So all of these holidays you celebrate are pagan holidays. So it's you choosing to do them. But Valentine's Day was just one of them days I was like, I'd be damned if you treat me like shit all year round and you want to pop in and talk about I love you. Bitch, I'll pop you in the, but I don't play that shit, so
I'll pop you in the eye.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So wouldn't you trade like you said, Tayama, wouldn't you trade to be treated like you're supposed to be treated yearly because you're in that individual space and you're
year round, you mean, not yearly.
But let me tell you, you have some people that celebrate the holiday just because they want their co-workers and everybody to feel like they getting this goosh and goosh. When bitch, you know that nigga ain't shit. That's community dig. I let you know quick.
Oh my God.
Girl, baby. You get that nut for that night, girl. Love it, ride it, keep it moving. You know what it is.
That community dick is real.
Honey.
And you know what? The thing that I've learned, I've dated a little bit in my life. And
you dated a lot of bit, little man.
Nigga Santa Claus and old goat talking about a little bit.
A ho. I've dated a little bit.
I got 2,000 names on you. Because you know men, they gonna give the women 1,000 different names so they hoes can't catch up. So now he done accumulated all these names. You be like, oh, a dream. And Tony, who the fuck is all these people? That's me. That's me. He said a little bit. Okay.
Listen, but my thing is, it's just what you said. It's not about the affection of love. It's about want to be seen. That's why you see people. No. Send my Valentine to my job. I have to have my coworkers envy me. And as it was said, most men are not celebrated on that day. Some kind of way.
You say I gotta have my coworkers envy me.
Right. Because
my coworkers envy me anyway without a Valentine's Day present, because they wish they could be as bold as I am. They gonna envy me anyway.
Like shit all year round. Bitch,
right.
I really pull up on you. Hey, look, and then they know they gotta be nice to your ass, because if you got a shitload of kids, they waiting on your income tax to drop, bitch. Oh, my bad. Let me leave.
So Tony, put Tayama in the corner.
Hey, Tayama, hey, they get real sweet around income tax time, don't they? Right before income tax, they want to do everything.
February 14th is walking them in Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, let me go get this bitch up. Oh, you know she got 4 kids. I might need to grab 2 of them. Y'all better stop playing with me.
Allegedly, Tony, put the allegedly. Yeah, there you go. There you
Tony,
go.
Not Tony.
Hey, what's on Ellen tonight?
Oh,
about income tax with this one lady. Remember that legacy that?
Huh? What'd you say, Tayama? You went out, go out and come back in, Mama, if you froze. So till Tayama come back, Savage. Now, I would ask, even though I know you said you wouldn't, but are you willing to just at least attempt to try to dig a little deeper, just so that you can see, because I think you're too intelligent to not dig it and see for yourself.
Well, call me a dummy, because I don't need nothing else added to my agenda. No, I ain't gonna sit here and lie. I'm gonna look it up. No, I ain't looking up nothing. It is what it is. Maybe I'll look into it February 13th before Valentine's Day next year, February 13th, 2023. Maybe I'll look it up then. But no. And if it is a pagan holiday, I can ask God to forgive. Lord, forgive me.
You can't keep. Now, if we're gonna say that, you can't ask God, forgive me, Lord, I did wrong. Then go back the next year and do it again when you already know.
Forgive me, Lord, I might have done wrong, but we'll find out February 13th when I do the research for myself.
Well, with that,
I don't care. He knows my heart.
And he also know that you was smart enough to know that that was worshiping the idol.
You know I'm a dummy. What you talking about? You know I'm a dummy.
You got too many degrees to play that, so we ain't gonna even go.
You know how many dumb smart people walk around here?
Well, I hope that you do a little research, love. Now,
I think you should hope for something else. Put my information up there, because 20 said close that.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, tonight we're gonna bring to the table, Juicy.
Yes.
You off the toilet yet, Juicy?
We've been calling you for like the last 40 minutes.
Didn't hear you come.
Juicy was on the toilet. I told you she was asleep on the toilet.
Well, Tony, bring up Juicy's information so that the people know how they can reach out to her.
It's Miss Juicy, baby. I guess they can't.
Well, I don't know if Tony can bring it up, but Miss Juicy, go ahead and
we having difficulties. Yeah.
Let the people know how they can reach out to you.
I had somebody being real rude, keep calling my phone, knowing that I'm on here.
There you go, Miss.
So you can find me on Facebook as Nicole Purse, or on Instagram at Miss Beautiful. And you can find me on TikTok at Miss Juicy Cakes. Or you can, no, I don't want to give y'all the email. It's there if you get it though. You can call me on the business line at 785-422-6949. And I'm here to answer homeopathic health needs and concerns. Thank you.
All right, now we're moving along, my sister, Miss the one and only Miss Savage. Go ahead and let the people know how they can reach out to you.
You can find me in the club.
All right,
I'm just kidding. I don't go to clubs unless it's a strip club. Now you might not see me in the regular club, but you will definitely catch me in somebody's strip club. IGT Savage 1000, Facebook Anya Dragon Birds, TikTok T_Savage 100. I should be doing some videos this weekend because I have not done any lately. Birds Anya at gmail.com. Don't call me, call Jesus. Oh, he's all right.
He's all right.
Yes, I done tried him, man. And he's what my backup Don Allen when I need him. He's my doctor. Oh,
You crazy. Let's move on to my other sister, the one and only Miss Sweetness, Tyson's mama.
You can reach me at Tayama Sweetness Copeland on Facebook, Instagram, Tayama01. You can reach me at justintimeaccessories.com. You can reach me at 954-873-6659. Pretty much, that's it.
All right. I don't know if Tony can talk or anything, but the gentleman that makes it possible for everybody to be on this podcast, to be able to have a platform to be able to, give out information and talk about things that, other people may not be able to talk on other airways. As he said that I was a thorn in his side all the time, and he's a pain in my ass every day. Mr. Anthony Brown. You can reach Anthony Brown on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Anthony Brown. At the Anthony Brown Show. Also, his new Facebook at Anthony the Writer. Hashtag grind until you shine. His phone number is 561-768-3710. Mr. Pain in the Ass. Call him if you want to. He also does electronic fingerprints, regular fingerprints. He also has some of the best oils and perfumes that a person would want. Also, if you need any notaries, definitely hit him up. You can hit him up on Google. He's the #1 notary in Palm Beach County. So if you need anything notarized, he can damn sure make it happen for you. And with me tonight, we'll close out with me, Mr. Legacy the Great. You can reach me on Legacy the Great on Facebook. Tyson, I ain't got to you yet. Let me finish my stuff. Legacy, you can reach me at Legacy the Great. Facebook, Dream Williams. YouTube, Antonio Williams. You can also hit me on my email, business purposes and things like that, for advertisement and things like that under AUNYAWMS121@gmail.com. And you can also contact me at area code 229-630-7615. In closing with that, I also want to let everybody know that I will be I'm getting ready to start my own business. It's called Legacy Unlocked. We'll be advertising it about. I will be opening. If you get your keys and things locked in your car, you can give me a call. I'll travel out and get you inside your car. You know what I'm saying? But make sure you have your ID with you. I can make sure that this car do belong to you. I will not be opening nobody's cars without their ID without it being with them. I will be taking pictures of it so that I can protect myself.
So you taking your criminal life to legit life. Oh, I see you, shorty.
Yeah, Legacy Unlocked. That is the name, Legacy Unlocked. So
that's what's up. Congrats.
Yes, it will be. I'll be advertising very soon. But we definitely want to just thank everybody for coming out tonight to support the ATL show. Definitely we want to wish everybody, for their families to be continually to be safe out here. We're losing family members left and right due to COVID and different things like that. So just stay prayed up. Continue to keep God first. Continue to show love to the ones that you know and see all the time, and definitely reach out to your family members that you don't get to see and show love to all the time, and just continue to just grow and love one another. ATL.
ATL. They're back.
It's my time again.
Anthony, Tioma, T Savage,
Give me a kiss.
Legacy. They're back. They're the best. Let's get it. Season 2.
I'm the best in this shit, that's fact. And there's only one reason that I came back. I'm here to set the fucking record straight. Okay, I'm the best you ever catch, just fell the way. First off, ain't no beef with the spitters in my city. But if it comes with 28, then shit get gritty. I'm shitty. Yeah, I shit on rappers. Either dead on the scene, since you wanna be actors. This the message. I'm talking open hills and things. The schools of feeling foggy, I'll be patient and waiting. It seems y'all forgot who really runs the throne. Screaming y'all number one, just because I was gone. See, ain't no stopping me now. I'm on the move. On against team Muslim, when you ready to lose. The game, the street, the zone is took. This the message, hope it leave you from a rapper. Sure. Yeah. The message. So y'all know. Yeah. The monster is back. And I'm at my spot.
ATL, ho.
Yeah.